Hello, I'm Dawn from Trailtesters, and today we're in the kitchen and we're having a look at this dehydrator from Stockli, which has been loaned to us by Juiceland. We also have on test from Juiceland a vacuum packer and heat sealer, the Elite 2 from Freshfield. The dehydrator is made of plastic, so it's very easy to clean and take care of. As you can see, it sits on your worktop and takes up very little space, probably about 1 foot square. You can run the unit with just one tray or with multiple trays, up to a total number of 10. The unit comes supplied with 3, which is perfectly adequate for most of your dehydrating needs. So today I'm going to use the Stockli Dehydrator to make a fruit leather. Let's get going. I'm going to core the apple and then I'm going to dice it up into thin strips. You can leave the skin on an organic apple because there are no harmful chemicals or sprays used in organic production, which unfortunately there are within organic apples. And that gives me 4 ounces of apple. To this I'm going to add 4 ounces of dried apricots and a further 4 ounces of dried raisins. Then I'm going to add to this 4 tablespoons of sugar. I'm going to put the dry ingredients into a heavy saucepan. And transfer this to my stove. To this I'm going to add just enough water to cover the fruit. And I'm going to give it a good stir so that all the sugar is going to dissolve and then I'm going to cover this with the lid and bring the temperature up to boiling. Once you have a rolling boil, keep stirring so that the fruit doesn't stick to the bottom. Let your fruit stay with this rolling boil for about 5 minutes, then turn your burner down so that the fruit is just simmering, and put your lid on the pan. It's very important to keep checking the fruit regularly. You don't want it to burn and stick to the bottom of the pan, otherwise the taste of the finished fruit leather is going to suffer as a result. Also, by cooking it on a slow simmer, the fruit is going to cook gently, and this is going to reflect in the finished product. If you find that your mix is drying out too quickly because you've got the stove too high or you didn't put enough water in the first place, just add a little more water to your mix. Because what you want to do is to end up with a nice pulpy consistency and the sugar and the water turn into a lovely sweet syrup. Now, after simmering for about 40 minutes, the fruit is nice and pulpy can now mash it up, ready for transferring to the dehydrator. First, I'm going to use a regular potato masher to just get the fruit as squishy as possible. Now I'm going to use my whisk. After a few minutes of blending, the fruit takes on the consistency of a soft puree, rather like baby food. And this is the ideal consistency for your fruit leather. Now I'm going to line the tray with a piece of baking parchment that I've cut to size and spoon the mixture onto the parchment and spread it thinly across the paper. I had enough fruit to make 2 fruit leathers, so I've got one here in the first tray and here's the second tray. I'm now going to put the lid on, switch on the machine and increase the temperature to full, which is 70 degrees. And now I'm going to leave this running for 12 hours. Well, the machine finished running 2 hours ago, having completed its 12-hour cycle. So now I'm going to see what the fruit leather looks like. Well, the consistency looks good. I'm going to see now if it'll peel away from the paper. Yes, there we are. I'm now going to cut these into slices. The easiest way to pack the fruit leathers is to put them down on a sheet of the vacuum packing material, bring the top over to match and press down. Then take your scissors and cut the material, leaving about ½ an inch between each section. In order to vacuum pack this fruit leather, I've sealed the edges on 3 sides with the heat sealer, and I've left a 2-inch end that I can now put into the vacuum packer. And I'm going to put it here to this top edge and bring the lid down. Now you put your hands on the top of the machine and press the blue button on the right. You can see the flashing lights telling you how the vacuum packing is proceeding, and the change in tone tells you that the cycle is coming to an end. Now you press this button on the side to release the pressure and lift the lid. And you can see that the packet is now tightly vacuum packed. Well, it's taken me about ½ an hour to pack the fruit leathers, and as you can see, they look good enough for something you might sell in a store. I hope you enjoyed my review of the Stockli Dehydrator and the Freshfield vacuum packer and heat sealer. I've got a good selection here of fruit leathers to take out on the mountain with me, and I hope you will enjoy using my recipe. Nice talking to you. Bye bye.